Hello, namaste. My name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. It's been so long that I've spoken about Canada that this video has gotten me very, very excited. Now, I want to be honest, I was getting a lot of questions from you guys about Canada, what's happening, what's not happening. Is there a lot of immigration change? Everything was in flux. So I really wanted to give it some time because there were so many immigration changes that were coming about. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video once things settle down. But I'll tell you, now I feel like things are not settling down, not in this country. And so this is the right time to make a video and update you guys because there are some major changes that are coming up in the next month that I want you to be mindful of. So if you are somebody who is interested in Canada, if you've been considering express entry, especially that's the pathway that I also took to enter Canada, then this video is for you. So please make sure that you stick around. Before we move any further into the video, I want to thank Silent King Society for collaborating with me on today's video. The last couple of days, with fears of recession and stagflation, the stock markets have been up and down and everybody is looking to diversify. So if you're somebody who's also looking to diversify your portfolio, I'm here to give you some quick thoughts and suggestions. Now, everybody invests in stocks and bonds, but did you know that there's another investment option that can give an edge to your investment strategy? And that option is investing in art. Yes, you heard it right. Art is something whose value increases over time. If you do a quick search on your search engine, you'll see a graph that shows increase in sales for art products in the last 10 years. And you'll see how it's steadily rising every year. To help you start your unique investment journey, Silent King Society has brought NFT options for you where you can invest in a painting that's called Superman by Andy Warhol. Every time you buy a certain amount of the NFT, you get a part of the painting in your name, so your equity in the painting itself increases. And this is a very smart way of owning something substantial, increasing your investments over time and not putting in a lump sum amount right now. So diversification of portfolio and owning something that is actually substantial, not just a stock that's available online or a bond that's available online. If you want to know more about Silent King Society or this amazing NFT option, please make sure you check the link in the description box down below. And now that we've ironed out some of our investment strategies, let's drive straight into Canada. All right, so let's first talk about what's happening in the current situation. The country is going through massive labor shortages, especially after the pandemic reopening. A lot of industries, especially construction, hospitality, travel, tourism, even transport, logistics, supply chain have been unable to find talent, have been unable to find people, which is why a bill called Bill C19 was introduced and it has actually made its way to the Senate. It's well on its way to getting passed and becoming a law in Canada. We're going to quickly talk about what Bill C19 means and when can we see the impact of Bill C19 when it becomes a law, when can we see the impact of that trickling down. But for that, we need to take a little bit of a back step and talk about what are the other changes or what are the other situations that are going around in the country that's kind of guiding this Bill C19. Now, if you are somebody who's been interested in express entry pathway, which is the pathway that most people have taken in the last few years to get PR to Canada, permanent residence, which is also the pathway that I took to enter Canada, to move here, to live here, to work here, and to settle here. Then you probably already know that the NOC system is getting replaced by a new system that's called TEER. Now, what is the NOC? NOC is the National Occupation Classification. This just classifies all the skills and the trades and any profession that exists in Canada in different codes. So you have codes NOC 0, A, B, C, D. There are 5 categories. And the way they come up with this entire list is they look at experience, education, say if you have a bachelor's, if you have a master's, how many years have you worked, etc. Typically, the government, along with IRCC, which is the immigration wing of the government, will relook at these labor classifications every 5 to 10 years. The last time this was done was 2016. That's when they came up with NOC and that's when express entry started. Now that we're sitting in 2022, the labor market requirements are very different. Times have changed quite a bit. We've gone through a pandemic and we've also passed the 5-year mark. So this is the right time for them to assess the labor market again and understand if NOC is still the right way of categorizing the labor market needs. This process is extremely important because it guides 2 different immigration pathways. One is the express entry, which is obviously people who come in with PR. So whether you come in through a federal program or a provincial program, that's where where your skill sets will be assessed, and also the work situations, the work permit, whether you get an open work permit, closed work permit, that's also guided by the NOC guidelines currently. And that's why the government is overhauling the entire system and replacing it with a TEER system. Training, education, experience, and responsibilities. Unlike NOC, this will have 6 different categories, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there aren't a lot of details available, but more details are expected to come in autumn 2022. This is something that was announced in 2021 itself, and it had shaken a lot of people. And I think by the time we got over it, we were hit by Bill C-44. So what's Bill C-44? In simple terms, Bill C-44 gives the Minister of Immigration, Sean Fraser, only 120 days to come up with a clear policy of how he's going to prioritize TR to PR, which is temporary residence to permanent residence. How are we going to prioritize that? So that's for people who are already in Canada, whether you've been an international student, whether you've been working here on a work permit, closed, open, or whether you've been here on a tourist visa and you were able to obtain work permit after that, you were able to change your situation, etc. So currently, Minister Fraser only has less than 120 days because Bill C-44 was announced a couple of weeks ago. He has approximately 3 months to come up with an entire plan of how he's going to transition the TRs to PRs. Why is this important? It's important because this tells you that Canada right now also wants to prioritize people who are already in Canada. The way government judges its priority in terms of who should be given a PR, in that list of priority, people who are already in Canada make it to the top. And that's why Bill C-44 has been such a strict bill in terms of deadline. So it remains to be seen what Minister Fraser comes up with. Now that we've spoken about the tier system replacing NOC, we've spoken about Bill C-44, this is the right time to introduce Bill C-19 to you. Bill C-19 is expected to overhaul, dramatically change, completely probably change the essence of Federal Skilled Workers and Federal Trade Workers program, which was Express Entry. I think I've said it so many times throughout this video that was a program that I used to come in as well. And why is that important? We'll talk about that right now. So now you'll understand why I had so much emphasis on that. Bill C-19 demands that IRCC extends invites for Express Entry in categories and in labor groups that actually have shortages. So what it requires is that Canada should draw up its economic goal, especially in relationship with immigration. And this can be defined through different categories. Like, for example, do you need a certain occupation that's in shortage? We know for a fact that logistics is seeing severe shortage here. We know for a fact that hospitality, construction, these are seeing severe shortages here. So do you want to prioritize an occupation? That's one way of doing it. Do you need more French-speaking population? Now, Canada has a vast French-speaking population, especially in the Quebec side, but not in the Ontario and other regions. And since French is the official language of Canada, there's a lot of priority that's given to French speakers. Even in Express Entry, you get extra points. But now they want to make it a bigger incentive. So do you need more French-speaking population? The other criteria is education. Do you need people who are educated in different groups? So like, do you need scientists? Do you need researchers? Do you need doctors? Do you need PhDs over bachelors? In short, IRCC has to do a detailed market assessment and understand where is it that Canada really needs people? Where is it that the shortage lies? And those are the people who will be prioritized and invites will be extended via Express Entry. Just to give you some more context, how is this different from previous times? So in previous times, you had your educational degree, which you could get evaluated, which I did. I also wrote my IELTS, and then I had my age, experience, stuff like that, and I got score based on that. Obviously, my experience came under a certain NOC code, but that did not dramatically impact the result of getting the invite itself. Now, in the current situation, if this Bill C-19 becomes a law, then you have to obviously make sure you're getting good scores in your IELTS. You are also getting good points with your educational degree evaluation. And you should be in a profession, or you should be in some criteria that fits into the economic goal of Canada. Meaning that if you have a background or a field that's not in heavy demand in Canada, that's not in heavy shortage in Canada, this can actually make your journey towards Express Entry difficult. You might not get an invite. Honestly, I hate saying this, but I feel like the first couple of criteria is going to be about occupations that are in huge demand. So if you're in healthcare, if you're in logistics, shipping, construction, if you are in transportation, hospitality, this is a great time for you. I also feel like if you're a French speaker, you can actually have an edge over others. And if you're somebody who's super qualified, so suppose you're somebody who has a PhD or a master's, not a bachelor's, unlike me. I feel like those are the cases that will make their way to Canada. But I could be wrong because this is still a bill and a lot of changes can be processed. So once this bill gets implemented and it comes into effect as a law, we'll have another series of discussion on my channel. I'll be sure to post a video around it, especially if this is really overhauling the express entry system. If you ask me today what is the best way to get to Canada, I would say student visa and another secret pathway that I will be talking about in either my shorts or on my Instagram. So make sure that you follow me there or keep an eye out if I end up doing a shorts around it. On that note, this video has come to an end. I hope that this video was informative. I hope that this video was not an overload, and I hope that this video has definitely not gotten you demoralized. I just wanted to be honest about how I see things are going and how I see the future is coming up here in Canada for us. And as long as we have the right information, we can always take an informed decision about it. If you like this video, as always, don't forget to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and comment. I promise to see you in the next video. Until then, make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Namaste.